The art of never getting coned. I'm going to teach you how to get out of any cone situation, and I'm also going to teach you how to use cones properly. I have clips from TNA Muzz, I have clips from Sway, and I also have 2 tips from Clix as well in this video. I'm going to try and make this as short as possible, but I promise you if you watch this all the way through, you're going to know exactly how professionals at this game use cones correctly and avoid cones at the same time. Before we hop in, don't forget to use code KenBeans in the item shop, and shout out to Evelyn for using my code. If you want to be featured in the next video, send me proof. I'm exposing my friend Dynamics at the beginning of this video. I was playing duels with him the other day, and he's been playing the game for a very long time. I'm sorry, my guy, but I gotta expose you for the clip. Tons of players nowadays will constantly crank up and crank up to get really good at cone. Do not do what Dynamics does right here. There's a guy pushing him trying to get the height. Never continue cranking unless you block the guy or cuck the guy who's chasing you. Going up more layers is not gonna do too much. You need to stop the guy from trying to get height by coning him off like this, and then maybe you can go for an edit or do something. Then you can get the height, and then you can look for shots when you have a guaranteed height advantage. This takes way more stress off you. Now I'm versing my friend Dynamics, and I did the exact move I just talked about. You see how once I had him on one of these 3 boxes, I instantly placed cones above the walls. It stops him from getting height, and I box him up. That's how you handle using cones. I was trying to get a clip on this guy for the win. I had him almost in the same sort of position. Just realize how often I'm doing this move. It is literally my #1 most used move, and also other pros do this as well. It's not just like a me thing. So many pros do this, and it's so worth. This might take literally 1 minute. I'm going to show you exactly what I do when I get coned just like this. If you're ever in a build fight, you're ramping up and you get coned, instantly what I do is I move to the right or left and then just high wall up and then stare above my head. From here, I could do any sort of retake I want, or if I want, once I get coned, I do the move like this, and then I can just continue going forward. In lots of situations, what players will do, in this exact spot, so many players will be on the low ground, they'll side jump, cone, and then place a wall. Let me tell you something right now. Every single time you ever get coned from the side like this, even if there wasn't this wall right here, the second you see a cone above your head, instantly look to claim a side wall for counter piece control. So boom, cone gets placed, I place a wall, and then I instantly run out and then try and side jump or do something. As long as you're running whenever you get coned, you can almost get out of it no matter what happens. This is TNA Muzz. He's insane at the game. All you need to know about this guy is that he's absolutely cracked. Even as he's box fighting a guy from 2 boxes away, you see how he's playing at the top of his stair? This makes it so no matter what this guy places, he'll never get coned. He got a little scared because he wasn't expecting it, but he was in the right spot, so he was completely safe the whole time. I got 3 more left with him. I got a bunch of Faze Sway, and then I got 2 Clix ones. I'm gonna make this very clear. In these next 3 clips, he is not escaping being coned. Now, I know that might sound a little clickbait considering the title, but it's very important to understand how to use cones so you know when people use them, so that way you can escape them. This is a 2-way street. I can't just teach you how to escape cones if you don't know how they're used correctly. There's gonna be a whole bunch of things in this video showing people how to use them as well as how to avoid them. Every single time there is one wall in front of you, Muzz is getting sprayed at directly. In realistic games, you don't want the fight to go to height. You see how he jumps up to get that cone right above the wall? Pro players do this all the time. Even as I'm playing and practicing, I always practice doing this right here. You see how I'm just randomly free building, and then once I get a wall in front of me, it's cone, cone, and then it's wall, floor, and then I go in with the full piece. In fast motion, it just looks like this. Pay attention carefully right here because you might miss what he does. See how deep he is on the stair, and he's looking to place the cone to stop the guy getting on height. Then he goes up with high walls on the off chance that he gets through the cone. This is quite literally the easiest and fastest way to box people. If you get good at this, everything in Fortnite will get a lot easier. You're going to see more examples as well. This clip starts off because once he got coned, he had to do a side jump. Instantly right away, once he places the walls, you see how he places cones right above it? So even though the guy wasn't in the box, if you side jump like this, all you have to do is just look up, place 2 cones, and then you can stare and continue whatever you're doing. That is absolutely one of the most slept on things in Fortnite. So he gets coned, he side jumps, cones, and then now he's here. From here, he has even more control and can extend it further, but in this case, he just made an edit and went for a shot. Next 2 clips are from Clix's live stream. Even when you cone yourself or place a floor above your head, the same mindset applies. Lots of pros position themselves on the edge of their build so they can extend out a wall and a stair and then do high walls. The reason why you see so many pros do that is because it's faster to go out the side with a high wall than it is just trying to edit this floor. Not only that, when you change up the direction in which you go, it makes you harder to track. So anytime you cuck yourself, you just slide over, boom, now you're out. Here's Clix again getting cucked by a stair. He's always moving around builds and never stopping. In most situations, you don't need to edit. Like even after I high wall, see how I just went over one? I was hopping from one build to the next. So here we go. I'm side jumping and I'm continue going. If you're not that good at this game right now and you're watching this video, if you do a side jump, and then you just continue going off, that will allow for way easier piece control. These next 6, I believe, are from Faze Sway. When it comes to doing the box and not getting boxed by people, Faze Sway is the absolute best. Right at the beginning, when he does the side jump, he has a guy getting double edits on him. He instantly does the thing I was talking about where he does a wall in the stair and tries to go out. He did manage to get double edited on again, but right here, what he could have done was just place walls and it wouldn't have happened. That's why the high wall strat is so important. But if you do manage to be in this situation, just place walls through the cone anyway. He's in arena, he's W keying, going for high kills, so he's just gonna out aim everyone. Most people don't have that confidence yet, so placing the walls through the cone like this is what you want to do. Here's the exact same move that Muzz was doing earlier, but this time Sway caught the guy in the box. You get this down quick, you're gonna be piecing people like nobody's business. Pretend I'm Faze Sway right here. The second I get the cone above the wall, to avoid this piece control as the guy inside the box, you have one of 2 options. You can either flip the stair really quickly and then try and leave the box, or option 2, the second you get this cone above your head, he jumps. I would instantly be running to the side where I jumped into. So if notice when I hit the cone, if I jump to this side and then create a box like this and then tarp out this direction. So general rule of thumb, whenever you hit your head on a cone, if you go to one side, just continue running out that side and create more boxes that direction. I'm showing you guys how to do the piece control and how to avoid the piece control. The more you see this type of stuff, the more comfortable you're going to be able to pull it off in real games because you've seen it before. Here's a clip describing exactly what I talked about. Sway was shooting the guy's wall and managed to turbo build a cone and the wall. This is a really good strat to keep pressure up. Exactly what I just talked about. Once that guy got piece control on him, he edited out the box and created more boxes out the other direction. He caught him off guard, he exploited him with a cone, but that initial part was really important. If you blinked, you might have missed it because every single pro starts out fights just like this. Always look to start out the fight by placing cone. Anytime there's a guy on the opposite side of a wall, look how Sway places a cone right at the top of his stair. Not only did he do it once, but he did it again. You see how Sway is now side jumping? He's grabbing the wall and trying to kill this kid. I'm switching it right back because if you're this deep in a cone and you get yourself in this position, only thing you can do is flip the stair in his direction just like this. Then after you do that, what I would do is edit down. Just never, ever, ever, if you're top corner just in a box like this and you get yourself coned, do not try and flip the stair edit like this to hope that you're going to fall underneath it because you won't. You need to make sure that you flip the edit towards him. That way you fall and then flip the edit down to escape. This side jumping cone play is one of the most used things in all of Fortnite. Even from the low ground, this is the best way to cone someone and piece them up. This is a move that if you can get down, you're going to be winning way more fights. It's very simple, but it allows you to get further piece control. The second you're in this position from the low ground, you just jump up, cone, and now you can go out with piece control and get on the guy's wall. Just like I showed you Faze Sway, here's me doing the exact same thing. There's nothing stopping this guy from going up the height and cranking a million 90s. That's exactly why after I shot him a bunch, you see how I suicide jumped the cone placement so I can stop the guy from going the height. This allows me to get on his wall and I end up killing both people inside. Here's Sway doing something where you think might be stupid because he gets cracked, but in fact, this is one of the best things you can ever do for yourself in a box fight or build fight. This is just a little mistimed read on Sway's part, no big deal. Any single time you have 2 walls separating you, you always throw cones on all sides just like this. Most of the time you can go for edits, more piece control. You're in a complete advantage to do any sort of move once you throw these cones around. You can also do it without jumping, but it's a lot easier if you jump up and then look. If it was me and I had someone do this to me, right away, if this is their wall, what I'd be looking to do is place a stair, wall, and then just leaving the box just like this. Here's Sway in a montage hitting a nasty 200 pump, but you see how he suicided with the cone first and then the wall. I'm not going to review this a lot because lots of people know it, but it's super good to suicide cone jumps, then place the wall, and then go in with piece control. This video is probably mad long by now. I'm rapid firing off clips where I was using cones correctly and I was avoiding cones the right way. Here's a situation at crisscross ramps. I know that I'm going to get coned. Instead of trying to go for piece control, what I did was just run through the edit and flip the stair and then continue going for a full box. That's me avoiding the cone to make a play on a box that I know he's going to be in. The best crosshair placement tip when placing cone. I crack a guy and I'm at a weird angle. Notice how low I'm looking to get the cone above him. Showing you a screenshot right here. This is the best crosshair placement to ever have when placing cone. How many times have you guys double edited on someone and got shot because of it? This is the absolute best move to do. I got the double edit and I swerved, completely looking the opposite direction of the guy to look back and place a wall. A normal bot would run right in the guy's box. Setting it up like this guarantees guarantees me a crack. That is a slept on move. Here's me doing the exact same thing again, but the guy wasn't caught in there. I've done this move so much that I don't even need to see the cone being placed in the box to know I got the cone in the box. This guy's throwing armored walls in front of me, but we're in the air. If I were to slow it down, I shoved the cone in his box right here. You could see the cones in the box. It forced them to rebox, and then I took his wall and got the kill. This is an absolute stupid clip, but I promise you it's a good example. My teammate shot me out. I'm at an awkward angle to try and land on a stair. You see how I'm constantly hopping over to the right and hopping over to the right? This makes it so whenever I get coned, I instantly slide over again. If I get coned, I slide over again. Just in that one clip, you saw me doing that. If you cone a person when they're not looking at you, the second you shoot them, they're gonna jump. That's exactly why I continued shooting this guy. Here's the same thing again where I shot this guy and he didn't know where I was. Everyone's first reaction is to jump out of the box. Having that game sense will help you kill someone when they're not looking at you. Look at this awkward position I had in Tilted Tower. I thought I coned a guy. He ends up running up and boxing up. Instead of doing anything, the first thing I do is edit the cone. Notice how I'm looking at this angle to place cones and block him from going up to height. Then I get on top of his box and drop down so that I can be the aggressor the right way. Even in a situation just like this, I cone myself here, but instead of trying to make the edit, I run out the closest side to ramp up. That's because if I knew I edited a stair there, jumping on top of that would have been a little difficult. You see how I'm avoiding cones though? It applies the same thing if someone were to just place the cone randomly. At this point, this is just a nice clip. Even though it's his wall, I stop him from going up the height, place cones. I hug the right hand peak, literally just sit there and wait for him to move. When I get double edited on, my instant reaction is just shove a wall right in his face, leave the box, and I'm good. And look, even as I'm leaving, I'm sitting on a cone. Notice how I jump out and then I continue going around that cone that I even place on myself. This allows for better momentum and you avoid the whole situation in general. And then I absolutely piece this guy up. This is a pretty good clip. These following clips are insane. I'm in a really awkward spot, but I continuously shove cones through every single build. I start out with 2 cones going in the direction I think he's gonna go into. He ends up doing it. So I continue the pattern. Even with a stair above my head, I'm still placing the cone in the exact spot I want. Continue another cone again. And then I piece the guy and get the kill. If you can learn to place cones like that, you're never gonna have to worry about getting coned ever again because you're gonna understand it so much. Here's me literally getting coned. Once I realized that it's not my edit, you see how I just duck down and then continue going out. Now, once I realized I got double edited on again, because I'm high up and I jumped, I can shove a wall and block it. Once I got midway below, that's when I knew the wall wouldn't place, so I then placed a stair. This allows me to leave the situation without getting touched, but I was the one that got coned twice. I clipped this to show you how if you use your cones correctly, height will be very easy for you to get. This wall isn't mine, cone goes right above it. I look to go for piece control, but I see him cranking up. I place a stair and then I place a wall, cones in the same exact situation again, and now I got height. Even when I got coned, for the double edit happened, notice how I place walls above his cone, and then I continue sliding out to the right, high wall up, I do the stair play, and I'm good to go. Ladies and gentlemen, it is about as simple as that. If you actually watch this whole video through, just like every single one of my videos, you will be a god at the aspect I'm trying to teach you. This is a literal all-in-one guide. I don't know how long this is, but right now the recording's over an hour, so pray for your boy by dropping a like. Rewatch this if you need to, because I literally grabbed every situation about cones possible. As always, check out the merch link down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Deuces, peace.